If I leave this up, you're probably watching a replay if you've made it. You know, well, it doesn't even make sense. Notifications have gone out. I know that. See if anybody jumps in here with my lovely profile picture. Nail, I guess. Thomas Wilson, what's up? Provost. Glad you're in here, Provost. What? I'm here. CPAP? I saw you, CPAP. You're saying that your average rate per mile right now is $1.94. That's pretty good. You were doing well. John Cater, Dana Ladami, James Best, Mr. Barrett. Oh, man. Let's talk about something. Thank you, G-Man. Weight is still coming off. I think I only ate like about 800 calories yesterday. I'm just not hungry anymore. I've got a little bit of food left in my fridge. Hopefully I'll stop at a Walmart on my way to Texas. Steve, are you going to Texas? Yep, going to Texas. I'm done with this cold. I've got it pretty lucky though. I didn't see the 40-degree below zero stuff, you know. I think the worst the wind chill got here is like 15 or 20. That's pretty bad though when you're like, oh, it's negative 20, it's not so bad. All right, let's do some, oh no. Let's do some shout outs here. I got the pod. It's better than this one. I can't even get the other one out. I had this one, but the phone likes to not stay in it. So I got this other one that I think came with my GoPro. So let's do some shout outs, Draco. Good morning. Road Racer, what's up? Nittany Lion, Lee Lost Cause, Mr. Barrett's down to 238. Pale Rider, you've been fairly quiet today, sir, or for a while, sir. Harold, there's a new guy, Joaquin Zello from Tifton, Georgia. He would like to chat with you one day. Whoa. Slow Ride Truck, what's up? I'm gonna have to bring this up closer so I can read some. I don't want to get up in my glasses. Screaming Demon, what's up? Look at my ugly mug. So what's this video about? I have my ticket to Wonders of Wildlife and I would like to take you sometime before May. Okay, Draco, get with me. And we'll hash that out. Let's do this here. Got a can of green beans. I'm going to use that to mount the back here. All right. Hey, look, it's not falling down. Any other daughters? My eldest daughter said, "Hey, you look so skinny compared to this year." Yeah, Thomas. Yeah, I was watching a video that I did. Yeah, I watch my own videos. I'm weird. Back in like late fall, early fall. You know, one of my vlogs. You know, I go back and look at what I've vlogged about. I need to create a playlist. I've been behind on that. And yeah, man, I can see the face, man. And you know, and I'll be sitting down, look at my pants, and I notice they're not filled out. I don't have the impressions in my legs from my socks, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I just don't like this angle. There we go. All right, so here's what I want to talk about. Did you guys see my post on the community page? Someone posted this, a guy named David White posted this on the Rate Per Mile Masters page. Now, there's a lot of you that watch me that are contract Snyder people, you know, and that's fine. This affects you a little bit too. And I got some Landstar people that hate me but still watch me. And I got some Landstar people that still like me and watch me. And this affects you too. I made a comment in passing that a lot of these YouTubers are talking about how bad the rates are and how bad brokers are, and wanting to see what they're actually making, knowing what they're actually making, and how much they're not giving us, okay? And a lot of doom and gloom, right? The majority of these people are still in their first year, like myself, in the spot market. Coach finally did talking about solutions on how to survive a down market, right? But David White posted something on the Rate Per Mile Masters page that was pretty revealing. Something that I already knew, but I didn't know the exact number, okay? This is the national van rates, average rates of January of 2017. Not 18, but 17, okay? The national average van rate on January 28th of 2017 was $1.69. What are we at now? $1.80 something? Guess I should have had that info before I did this stupid video, right? The point is that people are thinking that, you know, and maybe there's other signs of recession, maybe there's other signs of something. You know, I have a friend of mine that sends me a lot of stuff that the economy is about to collapse, you know, all that stuff. And while I don't know anything about the economy, you know, that kind of thing, got a friend of mine that's going out and buying a new truck this week. He was having trouble finding a truck because they're still being sold. And, you know, so new truck sales aren't down yet. I got another friend that is getting ready to have a truck, a brand new truck, right? Truck sales are still pretty strong. And most people with the trucks say, you know, whether the market's good enough to buy a truck. So let's go some comments here. Harold. There's Harold. Jordan Barber, what's up? Jason Perry. Big Rich, call me skinny. Thank you, Big Rich. You're proud of me. You've lost 10 pounds. Awesome. All right. January 2018 was a fluke. The ELD mandate created an imbalance of the system, of the industry, okay? It wasn't such a shock to me because I've already dealt with e-logs. You know, every company that wasn't on e-logs, they had to readjust how they ship, or how they ran their operation. The shippers had to readjust on how they did things. A lot of turmoil on how do you determine detention and layover and all that kind of stuff. And the e-logs make that actually kind of easier to document everything. But if you were always fudging the papers, guess what? You had trouble adjusting. A lot of the people at the company I was with at that time, when we went to e-logs 9 years ago, there were guys breaking screens, there were guys stressing out, myself included. And the big paper fudgers, they really had a hard time adjusting. And the company I was with lost revenue. You know, it's proven that if you fudge your paper a lot, when you went to e-logs, you lost revenue. That's a fact. Now, 2018, everybody had to get on board with that. Everybody had to make their adjustments. So you got the double stress of dealing with e-logs, and the rates kind of, you know, they went up and now they're coming down. 2018 with a steady decline. Now, I'm going to reveal something to you guys that the smart ones probably already know, and my loyal subscribers probably won't think this, okay? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. My struggles are for two reasons. Number one, I'm home too much. I did not work hard enough when the rates were good. Number two, I did not take into an account the downturns that happen. I thought it was only going to be February and what was the other one? July. I thought that was it. And July ended up being one of my best months. Why? Because I stayed out. It was June. Either way, you don't, you know, this is, you know, next month will be my official first full year in the spot market. Okay. And I'll get to the comments, and I see some super chats. I appreciate that. I'll name them off here in a minute. But I want to stay focused, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm a dork. Get over it. All right. I've had a bit of a reality check here in the last 2 weeks. There's a lot of things that I thought that I was doing well, and I wasn't. And the smart ones have seen that, Steve, you're home a little bit too much. And I will admit that. I've never been the guy to stay out a month at a time. I've never been the guy, like, I think the longest I've ever been away in the truck was a month. I was pretty spoiled as a company driver. I was home every other weekend. And I did not want to put myself to be a slave to the truck. So I never got a high truck payment. Never leased on with, like, you know, a company that has high lease payments. I did almost choose the Schneider Finance truck, but decided that wouldn't, you know, I didn't want to do that. Not that there's anything wrong with that for other people, but it wasn't my fit. So I keep my costs low as I can, but I was probably a little bit too complacent. You know, and here's the thing. I love that term. We all say it. You notice all the YouTubers say that. Here's the thing. And the word so. We say so a lot. We all go through this period where we go, I'm not moving this truck for less than this and this a mile. Okay? I did it at Landstar. And when you have to accept the reality that, guess what? If you can't move, if you don't want to move for under $2 a mile, you're not going to move. Because you're not going to get $2 a mile from every part of the country. You might get it going into Denver. You might get it going into Miami. You might get it going into, you know, New York City. But you're not going to get that coming out of Dallas, coming out of Houston, coming out of Florida. You know, so you do the law of averages, right? And these people get on Facebook and YouTube and they say, well, I parked my truck in January. And, you know, there's a fine line. And this is what I've discovered. This is what I've learned about myself. You have to find the line of not accepting a dirt rate, but also you got to keep moving, because you got to have some kind of money flow, in my opinion. These are all my opinions. I'm not an expert. I'm the last person to say I'm an expert, okay? But this picture says 1,000 words. If people are freaking out on $1.80 a mile now, well, 2 years ago we were at $1.69. Now, granted, the fuel was different. Fuel prices were different. Truck repairs have gone up. The cost of living has gone up a little bit. As an owner-operator or lease op, you are looking at higher fuel, higher truck repairs. And that's why some guys go with the new truck with warranty. So, why do the mega carriers go with new trucks with warranties? Because they lease them. It's a better tax write-off, and they utilize the warranties to keep their maintenance costs down. But as single owner operators, that's not easy to do. There's a guy in Rate Per Mile Masters that has a brand new Freightliner, and his payments are only $2,500 a month, which isn't bad. Most new trucks are going to run you about $3,200 to $3,600 a month. That's purchase too. That's not just lease purchase. Especially when you do something zero money down, which I did with my trailer. But my trailer payments are still somewhat reasonable. Now, is it shiny with the stainless steel and all that stuff? No. Trailers get beat up, so I didn't want to stand out and have to worry about the stainless and people nudging me and all that kind of stuff. So a trailer is a trailer, in my opinion. There's no need to decorate it. There's no need to put some bull crap on it. Put your numbers on it, be done with it, right? I do wash it when I can. But the reality is that I'm paying way too much for that trailer on the interest end because I got it with no money down. But a lot of times as single owner operators, you have no choice. And I got this truck with pretty much no money down. I had my chin money, but that was the best way I could get this truck, and it was a better step up from what I was dealing with. But the reality is repairs are higher, so a lot of people need to utilize that warranty. Everybody gave Jeff crap when he went from his lease truck to his ProStar. Guess what? His ProStar has this killer warranty on it, and his costs are low for that truck, so it was a no-brainer for him. But if you have, think about this. Mega carriers have weekly truck payments. Why is that? Because they want you to keep moving. They want you to keep rolling. And when you have, you can't have the mindset, I'm just going to sit and wait this out for 2 months, unless you've worked your butt off and made all the truck payments in advance. You know what I mean? And that's hard to do. So I just wanted to point out, I did a community post about the rates in 2017. And so, and they started to increase in 2017. You started to see the new authorities coming at the end of 2017. But if you guys remember, Traveloco had a big, huge, recruiting campaign, and got everybody out of the spot market there in 2018, late 2017, 2018. A lot of companies surfaced, and I myself joined one myself. Wow, that didn't make sense. I also joined a new spot market company, authority. And I probably could have, I didn't work hard enough. And now, instead of taking it easy in January, I'm having to work. Well, when you're having to work, with these low rates, you're having to work more, and like Coach pointed out, you have loads that used to make $3 a mile on that you're barely getting $1.90 for now. That's hard to accept mentally. And And while I've seen downturns before, it's, you know, you have to, okay, is this normal or what? I don't know what normal is. Why? Because this is my first year, you know? And all the people that have told me how 2017 went, you know, I should have paid more attention. Alex Express is live. All right, let's go with some comments here. Ray David, what's up? Clyde, how's it going? OODA Loop, thank you for the $2. I appreciate that. That'll give me a cup of coffee. Thomas Wilson is making fun of my lake thing. Gave me $20. Thank you, Thomas Wilson. Thank you, Thomas. I always liked driving until I was tired, 2 or 8 hours nap, whatever I needed. Then okay, we're talking about e-logs. Guys who were really rely upon doing paperless didn't have too much trouble. Thing is, some guys found trouble with software or the e-log device. Well, still, my ex-wife was staying up. Here's the thing: the most important thing is to fix an issue is to first realize, admit internally that you have an issue. Yes, I agree, Harold, and I'm way behind on the comments. I forget. You know, forgive me, guys. Bump up your length of the haul. Bam. There you go. Big Rich, you've adjusted. You know, we've all adjusted. I'm definitely doing longer runs. I think a Monday before last, you know, before that load cancellation in Joplin, I was doing some short haul, but like this last 2 weeks, it's all been long haul stuff. Why? Because it creates consistency. Ghost Rider, what's up? Okay, Screaming Demon says there's parking your truck for a day to find a better load. Or if you're home for a few days, but if you're going for a month, most guys would be committing financial suicide. Hey James, Big Rig CEO. You're absolutely correct. And here's the problem with going home. You want to find a perfect balance of money and home time. And it's a lot easier when you're home to sit there and say, well, I'm not running for this. I'm not starting my truck for that, you know? And, you know, at Schneider, I didn't really have that problem as much because it was easy to leave the house. You know, there were some really good paying loads coming out of the Springfield area. Hell, there were loads that I pulled out of St. Louis that the deadhead, it was still better than most loads, you know. But you know, when the spot market is in a downturn like it is right now, it's hard to get motivated to get out. You know, one day turns into two turns into three, and you just got to grab something and go. And I had trouble learning that. I had trouble realizing that. You know, my broker rep that I've been using a lot here lately, you know, he called me up. He's like, so where are you wanting to go from Houston? Are you wanting to go home, or you want, you know, he's always asked me if I want to go home. I said, no, dude, I want to stay out. I need to move. I need to work. And I've got nothing going on at home. Now, granted, stuff I had going on at home too. You know, don't get me wrong. There were reasons why I went home. But it was leaving the house that was the trouble. You know, also I had some truck issues as well. Whether you got a warranty or not, truck issues can keep you home. And you gotta, you know, be able to have money set aside to make that truck payment. Even though the warranty is going to pay for the repair, it doesn't pay for downtime. You know, so I was only maintaining. I wasn't like building. You know, in a lot of businesses, a lot of business models, they're in the red for a large part of the year. It's not until a certain part of the year in their peak market time that they turn this heater down. That and trucking's no different. You're going to be in the red in January. You're going to be in the red in February, and then you got to build yourself to the black in the following months. And then come summer, it's go time. Make hay. Make hay until 4th of July. And now, here's the other thing. Now that I'm entering my 2nd year in the spot market next month, now I know when the downturns of last month are. I've got it all written down. I've got it in my loads. I can look at my revenue. I can look at my Trucking Pro office software. I can look at my notebooks and see, when I had issues, and I've got my monthly planner thing that tells me how many days I've worked, and if I got a lot of O's, that means that I didn't work hard enough, and those are the months that I suffered. And I got friends that have called me and said, Steve, you need to, come on, dude, hello, McFly, you need to get on it, and I have. And, and it's a reality check. I've always been honest with you guys. I've always told you the realities of being an own operator. And it's not all, unicorns and rainbows. I admit my mistakes. So now the first step has been accomplished. You simply have to come up with a strategy to be on another level of financial success. You're at the house sipping on a Michelob. Weekly payments are designed to keep you running and guys driving one way or another. Right. Why? Because the mega carriers know that keeping moving is how you make money. Now, a lot of people, I'm going to get a lot of hate for that comment. Mega carriers only account for 5% of the industry. It may not seem like it, because you can go to any truck stop and you're going to see a Swift, a Werner, a Prime, and all that. But they have philosophies in place that make them money. And the bigger you get, the lot easier it is to deal with downturns and lower rates and dead-end areas and all that. For every truck that's down in Florida struggling to get out with the profit, they've got a bunch of trucks in Ohio that are making a huge amount of profit. It balances out. As a single owner operator, you got to look at it the same way. A lot of people are like, well, I left Schneider because I was tired of them micromanaging me. Well, you got to micromanage yourself. And if you don't, you're going to struggle. I'm not saying you're not going to fail, but I am going to say that you're struggling. And I was not micromanaging myself. Okay, so look at what Roscoe just said. I'm sitting on enough money to sit out February and March, but I got goals. There you go. Sean Price, how much weight have you lost? At GATS, I was 359. Was it 359? 352? Something like that? And I'm now down to 297, I believe. If you go back to my list of videos, I do weight reports, you can see. I am hard on myself, Asian Mai. I need to be. Zach, what's up? Nice pass. Thank you, Ricardo. Speaking of ELDs, OmniTrax got hacked. It's been down 2 days. I hate logbooks. Wow. I've grossed and kept more money this month than I did in the last 6 months. You mind if I tell my subscribers to follow your channel? You talk the truth. A lot of these guys need to see and hear. Yes, Asian Mai. Asian Mai's got some good videos too. He was at Landstar. He's a bed bugger now, but he's learned the realities of running a trucking business and being an owner operator. Roller James said he's always in the black. Well, Thomas Wilson, here's why. He's one of Life Trucking's top earners. He doesn't have to run the way he does, but he does. That's why Jeff loves him so, because he still has a good work ethic. And he has found that perfect balance of money and home time. when the money's not there, he sacrifices a little bit of home time, but he's not afraid to take 4 days off when he's made his money. And you know, he's found the perfect balance in it, and it bodes well for like trucking to develop the company. So, you know, there's that. Am I robbing a bank today? No. Why did I get this mask? Because if I found myself with some 50 below zero wind chills, you have to have all skin covered. I didn't have anything, and you don't want to breathe that air in. So this was covering my mouth as well. That's why I bought this. It was like $5. I'm surprised they weren't price gouging on it. I thought it'd be a funny thumbnail. Yeah, James Best changed his strategy, and, you know, as I'm doing now. If you want to play in the spot market, one has to go with the fluctuations. It's a roller coaster. Snyder, consistent. Spot market, roller coaster. Okay? Just like you can invest in stocks that can spike, but then you can lose everything, or you can invest in stocks that have a steady, slow growth. You know, what's the short game? What's the long game? You know, the long-term goal, you want that steady growth. That's why a lot of people, when they're in the spot market, they work on situations where they can get direct shippers, or they can get, you know, where they can get some consistency from a certain broker. Pace cap, what's up? Ghost Rider, got him run. Alright, thank you, Ghost Rider. Thomas is going to take 6 months off and go to Florida and Hawaii, like your grabber does. About the same, just different running times. Sometimes a slight change means better money. Yeah, Roscoe went from taking every weekend off to running to run in 10 days and taking 4 days off. And I know guys at Snyder that will plan their days off certain times of the year, like on Tuesday and Wednesday. And, you know, if you can get good weekender loads, you know, 10 days is a good balance depending on your expenses, because you can get that long weekend load and you're not pressured, you know, you're taking money, but you're still not having to do restarts on the road. But weekends pose a challenge. That was see, here's the thing. I went home for the weekends, right? So I didn't really know how to utilize the weekends to my advantage, and therefore I struggle with that. I still struggle with that. Roscoe and I talk about that all the time, about how weekends can be a challenge, because you don't want to pick a 500-mile load only paying $1,000, you know, that you're going to be under for 3 days. You know, you want something that's going to keep you running all weekend, and then come Monday morning, you're sitting pretty. Do I have yak tracks? No, I do have ice cleats. Well, Scott, if you're near London, Ohio, come hang out. Yeah, it's cold. I've been running my APU. I've had friends that have been running their APUs with it being a little bit colder, and they still did okay. I just don't want to idle the truck. I didn't want to idle the truck all night. But if it got colder, I probably would have. But the APU's running fine, knock on wood. I've got my space heater going, so it's pretty warm in here now. In front of my cab, that's a different story. But yeah, this cold, and you know, here's the part bugs me the most about January. It's not the low rates. It's the fact that to get a decent rate, you got to go to the Midwest. And right now with this polar vortex, your costs go up. I've spent like $60 in the last month on anti-gel, and you burn more fuel. Your fuel mileage is less, and so you add that plus the low rate. You know, it's hard. It's like, do you stay up in the upper Midwest and burn more fuel and have more costs, or do you go south and deal with the lower rates but possibly never shut down due to weather? You know, that's the balancing act. See, guys, trucking is a balancing act. Even if you're a company driver, you want that perfect balance of home time and money. You want to keep your costs down, but not starve yourself with duct tape and ramen noodles, you know. It's, you know, and when you have a fragile line where one breakdown and you're done, you know, that's a fragile line. That's a lot of stress. That's a lot of pressure that this person has, or a person has. And you know, and we all learn. You learn from your mistakes. I've seen the spot market take a couple people I know, chew them up and spit them out. And you know, it's the reality of the situation. But the whole title is Stop Freaking Out, because this is normal. This is a normal January. The proof is 2017 numbers. And I was talking to someone about that sonar stuff that Freight Waves is doing. It's very interesting because instead of trying to, you know, it's true data that can really help you place your truck where you need it to be. And you know, if you want to chase some money, that sonar thing might be pretty cool. But you know, is that a cost that you're willing to put up with? Will it make you more money? That's yet to be determined. Benjamin Duke says, buy the anti-gel midsummer by the case. That's a good idea, actually. Snowlord, Mr. Jeff, Mr. James, Harold, Pale Rider, Big Rich, y'all take care. Have a beautiful day. I'm going home. Good night. Got to work tonight. All right, Thomas. We'll talk to you tonight. $34 resets on the road should be paid. That's why I don't do it. Thoughts? Chico Slim, a lot of mega carriers don't want you to do restarts on the road for that very reason. So they try to keep you running like 8-9 hours a day. If you run 8 to 9 hours a day, you never run out of your 70. And I wish the 70 rule, if there's any hours of service regulation that needs to go, it's the 70 hour. I don't even mind the 30-minute break. I use the 30-minute break to book loads. But the 70-hour rule's got to go. That's the only one that really gives me loss of revenue. The restart I did on the road last week was not because I was out of hours, but because of the load situation I put myself in. But the short haul game just wasn't things. Now, should it be paid? You know, a lot of times when I was a company driver, usually if you're having to do a 34 on the road, it's because something happened with the load, so you got layover pay anyways. But that would be a good incentive. But a lot of companies want to promise you home time, so they don't want to sit there and say, we'll pay you for restarts, because you know, they don't want to admit that you're going to have to do restarts on the road. You know, just like these companies that offer free satellite TV and, you know, all this stuff. You know, I see someone with a satellite dish on the truck, that tells me that they're never home. You know, so they need that. I've got a TV in this truck. But, yeah. There's some owner ops where I work that only took 20 days off last year, but they made 25 to 35K a month, and their kids are grown and out of the house. There you go. Global warning. Yeah. Tell me about it, Ryan. You can't Obama and you're for every bit of this pain. What pain are you talking about? How many people put 3 to 5 months of business money up, then pick your loads in the bad weather, but you should have put your personal money put back? Right, you know, and here's the other opinion I have that's not going to be popular. A lot of people have talked about how much money the brokers are keeping. You know, they have definitive proof of how much money they're keeping. And you can have all this information. I can get that sonar, put my truck in the right place. You can get the DAT full-blown subscription and get the average, you know, what that rate's going for in that lane, and you can have all this information at your disposal. You can know exactly what the broker's making. You can know exactly what that lane pays, or what it's been paying, or what it should pay. But in the end, the only thing that matters is whether that broker's willing to give it to you or not. You can't sit there. You can tell them. There are brokers that post loads that you know that rate doesn't work. If they don't want to give it up, they don't want to give it up. You know? And you know, the brokers manipulating the rates is no different than when drivers are asking for $4 a mile on a run that costs them $1.30 to run. And that's how they looked at it. You know, there was a broker that posted on Facebook, and she said, "Do y'all remember when you were asking for $5 a mile?" And that was it. That was it. And it created a whirlwind of hate. Brokers lose money on loads just like they gain money on loads. For every load that they gain a lot of money, they have loads that they lose a lot of money on. You do business with the brokers that take care of you. They give you a little bit better than average rate, you know, and then when it comes time, everybody's making $4 a mile, you're only charging them $3 because you want to be fair to them, so they call you. Revealing brokers' names and companies on YouTube and telling them that they're manipulating the market and that they're keeping too much money, that doesn't bode well for your authority. If I was to get on here and bash a brokerage, Jeff would get rid of me in a second. You know why? Because it would affect his bottom line, as it would mine. You know, Jeff is a friend, but he's running a business. So if I get up here and start bashing, you know, a certain brokerage, you know, and putting their name and the title and everything, that doesn't make your company look good. Whether the brokerage is honest or not, you know. You can get on Facebook and reveal a broker that might have ripped you off, you know, like they offered detention and never paid it, or they didn't pay, so you're filing on their bond or whatever. You can put their number out there. But to sit there and do all this social media bashing brokers, it makes you look bad. It makes you look unprofessional. And I'm going to get a lot of hate for that. But I don't care. Because you're running a business. You can't sit there and if your business is based off working with brokers, you know, guys, brokers watch these videos. There are 2 brokers that have called me and said, "Steve, I really enjoyed such and such video that you did. It was very eye-opening," you know? And it took, I was like, wow, you know, Landstar still watches my videos. I was at GATS, the Landstar recruiter there. He's like, "Hey, Snarl, what's up?" I'm like, "Whoa, you know who I am?" He's like, "Yeah, I watch your videos, man." I'm like, damn, you know? And I don't even bash Landstar, you know? I had good times at Landstar, and probably a majority of my shortcomings at Landstar was based around how I was running my business, you know? True, but if you can position yourself in a good area, loads to load trucks, there are better odds to negotiate a better rate, not guaranteed, but possible. Right, I agree with you, Scott. If you look at the load ratio, see, I think the most important tool on DAT is the load ratio. And then 123 low board's got the same thing. One load, like one state will have 1,000 going in and 200 going out. You're going to have trouble coming out of that state. But if you see a state that's like 200 going in and 200 coming out, you're likely to get the same rate going in and out, and you're not doing backhaul money. You know what I mean? But that to me is the most important tool that these low boards have. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Right, Big Rig CEO. That's the reality of it, man. I mean, if you rely on brokers, you got to be. Brokers have been around for a long time in the trucking industry. Are they, are there brokers out there that manipulate things? Yeah. But there are drivers that do that too. You got to look at it like a big scale, right? One year it's the brokers, next year it's the drivers. 2017, 2018, 2019. See how that works? And if you entered the spot market, you wanted to be on that roller coaster, right? And the part of this is that you learn from it. So if you survive this and rates actually start coming up again, then you'll be okay. You know how to survive the lean times. But if rates don't come back up, what are you going to do about it? And no one other than no one is really offering solutions to that. You could sit there and say cut your expenses, do this, that, but bottom line is you're gonna be in the red for a minute, and you got to prepare for those times that you're in the red. And I'm on a fragile line because I didn't prepare for those red times. This is a red time. And that's the reality. And so I've made some strategy changes, and they're starting to pay off. And I just need the truck to hold up for a minute. And if the truck can hold up for a minute, we're good. I've been stressed because of this weather. I have, I hope my truck starts, hope the air builds, and I'm here at this TA in London, Ohio, and half the fuel pumps were down because of the weather. There's a line of trucks trying to get in the shop, get fuel filters put on. People were telling me on I-39 that trucks were shut down on the interstate, on the shoulder, and cops were picking them up, taking the hotel rooms. So they're pretty much, you got a bunch of trucks on the shoulder waiting out until it warms up, which is, I think, starting tomorrow. I'm pretty blessed. I've avoided most of the bad weather, but it came at a cost. I lost a lot of revenue at home trying to wait out weather, and at some points you just got to get into it. You just got to go. I don't have a problem with snow. I have a problem with cold. Sub-zero temperatures, but 50 degrees. That's dangerous. What's this, ice road truckers? No. But we make our adjustments, we admit our mistakes, and like I said, there are people that call me or text me and say, hey Steve, you have a lot of good information. I don't have squat. Stop telling me that. I don't know anything. A lot of people these days seem to be forgetting about internet's golden wouldn't want published in the newspaper. No, post online. It's SRA. Yep. Brokers are like stock speculators. They will not float. They will float rates out there to see if they get a bite, and they will always have the upper hand. It's like poker. If no one ever wants to tell you or show you their cards, right? TJ, what's up? It's strange how some people think that airing their opinions on the internet won't see repercussions of some kind. Yep, you're absolutely right. Aloha, it's cold here in Hawaii, 70 degrees. Hawaii surfer, that's not funny. You made a video about me. Is it bashing me? Is it going to be like all these RVT videos? Bashing RVT? You're going to do that? Because, man, unlike the RVT thing, that will not give you views, dude. If you go, Snarlord's a butthead, people are going to be like, yeah, we already know that, man. We're not watching that video. But, yeah, I'm cool with that. You see your problem now, find your solution. Definitely. Mike Tucker, where I work at FedEx LTL, they're telling us March will be wide open and more than we've ever seen. Thousands of bills instead of 600. This is from management. There you go, man. How cool is it there? It is. Dun, 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 dun. -4. Wait, that's at 5:33. Hold on, sun's out now. It's 0. It's funny. It's funny when you like, oh man, it's going to be up to 10 degrees today, and you're happy about that. That's when you know you're in the heart of January. If rates stay low, then it's time to look at your numbers and see where you can cut some expenses and take that cash and use it to pay down debt or bank it for when the rain comes. Nocturnal One checking in, wishing you luck about the cold. Thank you, Cowboy. Cowboys 8 panel. I've learned a lot from you, Snorlord. Daniel Adami, psh, you've learned nothing. You're all right, Draco. You're all right. Asia Mai, hit piece. Come on now. He didn't do that kind of journalism. He will make you a celebrity. I appreciate the comments. There's a lot of things I'm working on, and we're out here for money. I mean, you can enjoy trucking all you want. You could be a born with the steering wheel in your hand kind of guy, but in the end, we're just out here for money. If you're not making money, then trucking's, can't do it as a hobby. And the more you hate about the industry, the harder it is to adapt. Make the sacrifice. My home time issue is that I missed a lot of good time with my dad, right? My best times with my dad when I was in the truck with him. He's gone now, so and I think that I didn't want to do that to my kids, so I was never out more than a month at a time. And with having more freedom, I've kind of taken advantage of that, not realizing that I was affecting the business side of things, both for me and for Jeff. But I know people with little kids that are out months at a time, and I really feel sorry, because there's a lot of things with my kids that I have still missed out on, and that affects me. That was part of my weight problem, is I ate to combat the guiltiness I had of that. And now that I'm kind of over the food thing and my kids are older, it's a lot easier to deal with the depression. I dealt with a lot of depression too, and a lot of it was rooted that I was out here not watching my kids grow up. But then my alternative was, what? I'm going to do a 16-hour job at home driving a truck for making 1/3 of the money, and never see them because I'm working 3rd shift. That wasn't an option. So that balance, and just like broker driver thing, home time, money, and you got to kind of even it out. Landstar, I had lots of home time, and sometimes I had lots of money. Schneider, it's pretty even keeled. Here, still learning the roller coaster. You guys like that? I'm like dancing, right? -1 here. It's colder there. In Southern California, we have the best weather. That's what we pay for. Yeah, but you deal with a lot of stuff. There's only 2 seasons in California: fire season and mudslide season. Anthony Facer, what's up? Next Gen, hello YouTube channel. Very, very serious. I'm just starting my day, and yesterday I drove 687.4 miles. Wanted to get past Dallas and Fort Worth. Didn't want to deal with the traffic this morning, and I'm at the Petro in Weatherford, Texas. Good on you. That's a lot of miles, dude. You must have been hauling arse. It has moved east, yes. Bandana, what's up? Questions, comments. Now's the time to bring it up. Because if you don't, I'll figure something out. Look at Alex. Everybody gripe about Alex. He went live while I was live. Look at that. What's he talking about? This is just crazy. What's crazy? Here's another. Provost Motorsports. He just uploaded a video. He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. One of the strategies that was mentioned in Coach's video is slow down. That's how you save fuel. I have a friend of mine that's going to go from a 5.9 mile per gallon truck to a 8 mile per hour gallon truck. You know how much money he's going to be saving? He is going to be doing well. And that new truck's going to have a warranty. And so he's got no big surprises for quite a while. So guess what? He can run. He can make money. And he has to. Not because of the new truck, but because of, you know, his home expenses. And that's one of the things that can help survive a downturn, you know, is maybe, you know, downgrade some of your home expenses. That's easier said than done, obviously. But, you know, but he's going to be making money. I won't say who it is. I'll let him reveal it. And it's not me. I'm not getting a new truck. Buy a 2015 T680, you'll be golden. You're right, Nocturnal. It is the fire state. No, Screaming Demon, because I don't want the obvious. Yeah, it's Jeff. He bought a new truck. Actually, I got two friends getting ready to buy trucks. Everybody's buying trucks. See, you know, you got people griping about rates, and you got people buying trucks. So where's the perception difference there? What is that? What is the root of that perception difference? It's how you run your business, right? Now me, I don't have the balls to go out and buy a new truck, because I don't know if I want to be doing this for the next 6 years. At least not on a level to maintain a new truck payment. I think the best trick for new truck payments is to have enough money down that you can get the payments reasonable. Like you can, if you got enough money down, you can make you can get a new truck and have a very low truck payment, and then boom, you're golden. Gonna do some editing of a box opening video. I now have a goal brainstorm notebook for becoming a full-time furry. I hate my voice when I wear a mask or first head on video. Took everything. Screaming Demon. I want everybody to give a moment of silence to Screaming Demon. Why? Because he has obviously had a bad divorce. Let us all pray to Screaming Demon. And we just gave you a moment. Amen. Amen. Look, guys, I appreciate the support. I appreciate the super chats. Every little bit helps. Oh man, that'll pay for half my my NHL. Can you believe this crap? Let's talk about this. Yeah, Mollis. Hey, this is what I use. Now the stuff that Jeff was recommending, you can't find that anywhere. There's the fuel power, but the Jeff's words getting out there. So I buy this one. This is What a lot of people don't realize is NHL has different ratings. House is only good for 0. Okay, 15, I think, and then the stuff that Jeff was talking about, the FPPF or whatever it's called, 35. So I buy this. Now here's my gripe. This bottle costs $14. You get the gallon, which is 2 of these, $28. Wait, that's no, $24. So you're paying more, but they didn't have the bigger bottle. They just had these. So it kind of hurts me. And I should keep a bottle of 911 just in case I have some freezing going on. But I'm kind of an idiot, so. FPPF, small bottle. Yeah, I was looking at them. They have like, now Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong. If they don't, they have like they had power source, fuel source. And don't they have like a special one for winter? The winter ones I can't find. I can see the other ones. No, the gallons are only $14 at Wally World. Well, you know, here's something I've learned, as someone pointed out: buy a bunch of it in the summertime when they're wanting to get rid of it, when it's on sale, and then stock it. I need to get one of those side boxes for my truck. You know, that goes where the steps for the catwalk are, because you don't want to put too many fluids in the side box. What if one of them spills? I have all my oil in plastic containers, so if they spill, it's in that container. I've had a bottle of oil spill in a side box one time. It was not pretty. That sucked. I'll just put it out there. It sucked. Gee, Steve, are you working out at 5 o'clock? Here in about an hour, the truck, idle it for an hour, make sure everything's good, and then maybe call the shipper and see if I can go in early. You always get that line, well, we can work you in, but we're not making any promises. Well, it doesn't give me the answer I need for my clock. You know, I don't want to start my clock too early, because I'd like to get 200 miles down the road. If I can get to Effingham, no, I don't know if I'll get to Effingham. I might get to Effingham. Will I get to Effingham? How far is Effingham from Columbus? Someone do those miles for me. Yeah, Jeff. Now, do they sell it at Walmart, Jeff? Or is it just Loves and Pilot? I keep my fluid in little totes, so if anything leaks, spills, it stays in the tote. Yeah, that's what I do. Salty Pirate. Let me brag about you for a second. Your video, Life of an OTR Driver, is really good. That's a new level for you. You know, usually you've been doing these live feeds, you reveal a lot about yourself, which is cool, but that video was actually really good. And you've taken it up a notch, so hopefully that gives you some more subscribers. Amazon. Ah, look at you. Look at you. Jeff offers the answer of Amazon for everything. And it works. Got me 50 of those, or 20 of those pans for the lunchbox cooker. He just sent it to me because he's a nice guy. I still owe him a can of coffee. I'm sorry, Jeff. About 300 miles. Okay, so if I get loaded early, I can make it to Effingham. I like to get to Effingham so I can get to Walmart. Because I need groceries. The thing about this keto thing is I'm able to do it even if I don't make the Walmart. So that's kind of cool. Like last night, there was an IHOP Express. And I went in there and they already had 2 of these chicken Cobb salads already pre-made. It was basically grilled chicken, cheese, bacon, eggs, and salad. And the salad was like real greens, not just iceberg lettuce. They're pricey, but I bought 2 of them. I got 1 left. You guys want to see what they look like? Oh, by the way, winter tip. These gloves are rated for 50 below zero. Just saying. Buy them. I've had them on 3 times. Almost hit 3 times like that. Why? Because I'm an idiot. Let's see here. James is like, dude, shut up so I can go live. This is what they look like. Pretty big, too. Look how big compared to my head. No dressing. Oh, and there's tomatoes in there, too. Oh, this got spinach. The other one didn't have spinach. Oh, yeah, because I got the chicken spinach one on this one. I got 2 different ones. Subway's your friend, too. But Steve, Subway sells bread. Well, don't get the bread. Just get the salad for him. It'll probably freeze. 24-pack ship free is $6 a bottle. Man, that's a lot of money saved versus what I've... Dude, that's like way less than what I paid for crap I've got in my truck. Yes, Draco, I did. This is one, magnesium. I don't know how effective these are. B vitamins. I got a bunch of others. Apple cider vinegar helps. But yeah, the head fuzziness went away. Now there's just empty space in there. Don't trust -2 degrees. I'll idle if I have to. We'll find out, Bandana. Here's the gauge. Roscoe was in 19 below zero. He didn't idle his truck. He ran the APU, and the truck sat like that, and he's running right now. Last year I was still at Snyder. I was doing a delivery in Topeka, and it got -10 with wind chills in the -30s, and the APU kept up. Now I didn't have the space heater, so the heat didn't keep up, and I don't have a bunk heater. Gee, Steve, why don't you have a bunk heater? Well, because the carrier's self-contained, but when it's that cold, it just doesn't. Like, the heat's running. Actually, no, it's not. Because it's so warm in here. The space heater does the trick, but the wattage on the space heater probably can't be pushed by a tri-pack, so it's a trade-off. Big Rig Radio, can I interview, sir? If possible, text me. Oh, man, you're putting a lot of risk there. Putting your phone number up there. But APU ran battery ran for 90 intervals. Yeah, where I'm worried is I bought fuel in Georgia, and I topped off. I put another 60 gallons in Virginia, Withfield, Virginia, and I was going to top off here, but glad I didn't, because all their fuel tank, they got like literally 1 fuel island working here, and I asked the dude what's going on. He said, oh, cold weather. So there's that. So I don't know if they forgot to treat their fuel or what, but then I put one of the big bottles, half on each side, yesterday, and I got these bottles here. I always have extra bottles just in case I hit a cold snap that I didn't plan on. But I'm really good about watching the weather. That sometimes is my downfall. If I have time to think about a load too much, sometimes I don't do it. Do that. Okay. Anyways, sometimes I just got to go with the flow. You just got to, like, hey, Steve, got this and this load going from here to here. Okay, screw it. Let's just take it. And then, like, oh, wow, that was in an area that I normally wouldn't go. Or, wow, there's supposed to be a blizzard, that kind of thing. So I try to find that's another balancing act, If I do too much, I won't do it because I'm lame. Take iodine. It helps with the thyroid. I lost a bunch of weight from iodine. Really? Huh. Well, they say that the sodium, like that pink Himalaya salt, that's what I got here. Pink lemon juice, which I've got lemons in here. I don't know if they're any good though. All right, guys, so we're gonna end this live feed. I imagine Roscoe's just chomping at the bit. He's like, "Oh, God, shut up, so I can go live." Look, man, here's the reality. But they're not as low as 2017, so we can stop freaking out now and show that all the signs of March are going to be there. I've had friends tell me, wait, it's all part of the balancing act. And getting on Facebook and YouTube griping about brokers is not doing anybody any good. Because in the end, they can know that we're onto them all you want, but still doesn't mean they're going to give you the money. And if they want to keep their money, then they keep their money. You don't use them. Plain and simple. I'm not an expert. I'm struggling just as much as anybody else out here. I'm not immune, you know, and, you know, I got to step up my game. I've already admitted that to you in a couple live feeds ago, and I'm still admitting to you. And did I meet my January goal? No. So maybe I'll follow Roscoe. Roscoe's got the perfect setup going on, and he's making Jeff money. So maybe I need to do the same thing he does, except not do the 8-hour live feeds, right? Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay warm, and I'll be back to ask for super chats if my fuel filter freezes up. Yeah, just kidding. Take it easy, guys. Later.